Hey David, so I'm going to go ahead and try out a new software that we've been using to do weekly updates. And I got your message, and I definitely hear you out. One of the last things that I like doing as a coach is having somebody be a donor, somebody that pays the money to actually get training, but they just have some life circumstances right now that doesn't facilitate it, so they end up not getting a ton out of it for one, and then two, kind of wasting money in a sense. So just know I take no offense to that whatsoever. I definitely understand it. And if our communication is going to be similar moving forward, then yeah, I definitely support that decision. At the same time, I do think with this new software and other things that Kabuki Strength is adding, there may be a good opportunity for us to have much better communication. So let's go ahead and, if you don't mind, a good idea that I think would be a really good idea is go ahead and give it another 2 weeks and see if our communication gets better. See if we can go be really, really consistent for about 2 weeks. And if we can, maybe slowly kind of setting more and more goals moving forward. And if we can't, then definitely follow through because, like I said, I'm not a big fan of donors. You've been a really good client so far, but I don't want to lose you immediately either. I'd like to set some goals and see if we can turn things around. But again, it's up to you. If your decision is final, go ahead and shoot Brandon at kabukistrength.com a message. That's the head coach here that deals with a lot of the cancellations and stuff like that, and he can facilitate you the rest of the way. But like I said, I'd love to continue what we've started and give it a few more weeks to see if we can benefit from it. But let's go ahead and look at your program and see if I can explain it well enough to kind of keep you going and keep you the most efficient you can be. So turn this bad boy around. As you can see, this is going to be the new stuff that we're doing. So front squats, we'll go ahead and go through Monday first. We're doing front squats with a 2-count pause, 4 sets of 3, seated overhead press, skull crushers, walking lunges with dumbbells, 8 per side. And these 2 exercises were supersetting, lateral shoulder raises, and face pulls. So when it comes to front squats and things of this nature, I haven't got a lot of updates on how your injury is. But at the same time, I do believe that we're at a point where we can do some lighter front squats at least, especially with a pause in the bottom, because a lot of front squat variations, many people that do it actually carry it really high in their kind of in the crevice of their clavicles and around there and hold it like the zombie. Either clip their hands in the front, hold it like this, and that's how they hold the weight. So you really don't need to work around your injury with the front squat variation. You can also just hold out like this, the classic X. There's a lot of different things we can do, and the front squats can be extremely beneficial exercise for both strength and your aesthetic goals. Really good quad builder, core builder, things of that nature. So I do think you'd benefit from it greatly. Looking at the other training days. Spoto press. So Spoto press is going to be a new one for you as well, but it's going to be extremely beneficial. Incline bench, turning up the volumes to kind of accomplish some of your aesthetic goals. Chest supported row, dips, tricep overhead extensions. Most of these you should be familiar with. But with the Spoto press, that is going to be a new one for you. And all that is we're going to go ahead and start with 4 inches off the chest. So here to about here. This is a range of motion we're not going to be benching in. So what you're going to do is you're going to unrack the weight, go down nice and slow, and once you get to 4 inches above your chest, you're going to pause the designated amount of time. I think it's 2 seconds, if I remember correctly. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and then pressing from there. So we never even go in this range of motion, which is going to kind of build your tolerance to load and also get you really good at producing force from one of the hardest positions in a bench press to do so, thus catering to strength and, again, a lot of your aesthetic goals. We're going to turn up the volume with a few of the accessories as well to kind of help with getting bigger, getting leaner, and things of that nature that you've expressed interest with. And for Friday, sumo deadlift, barbell bent over row, tempo goblet squat, flat pull down, any bicep variation. The only one you may not recognize is the sumo deadlift variation because we're doing it off 3 to 4 inch blocks. Now, what 3 to 4 inch blocks means is that you're going to put the weight, put 3 to 4 inches of mats, of blocks, or just line it up in a actual squat rack and rest the barbell on top of the bottom setting of the racks. And what this does, it shortens the range of motion in a deadlift and allows you to handle much heavier weights because it puts your body in a more advantageous position. So what you'll find is that if your previous 5-rep max sumo deadlift is 200 pounds, now putting yourself in a more advantageous position, you'll be able to handle 275 pounds, maybe 300 pounds. So this kind of contributes to maximal loading, gets you some of the neurological adaptations that happen with strength. And on top of that, a lot of the muscle groups involved in the sumo deadlift will benefit from it greatly because they have to adapt to that new load that you aren't used to. So it's going to be a very beneficial exercise for you, along with the other ones that I've listed out. It's going to be a big change this week. And keep in mind, whether you decide to continue, give it a few more weeks, set some goals, which I'd very much prefer. Whether you decide to do that or the other one, I'd love for you to try this new training block, see how it goes, see how you feel, and just let me know if you have any questions at all. I also want to do one more thing. If we do the 2 weeks, which I'd love for you to try, I want to get a little better with exchanging videos. I know it's not easy. It's not the easiest thing in the world to post videos as frequently as I would prefer, but even one squat, one bench, one deadlift per week will give you a really good idea of how you're moving. That way I can give you more movement suggestions and help you out the best way I can. Anytime we see a client's video, we as a team, our physical therapists, our massage therapists, all of us kind of look at those videos and sees how we can help clients both move better, move more efficiently, and get stronger. So this is going to be a very beneficial thing for you to send in videos from time to time, or at least as often as you're comfortable with. So again, just to reiterate everything that I just said, new software, I think it's going to be a lot easier for us to do check-ins and for me to explain some of my expectations for you moving forward. I would love it if we gave it 2 more weeks just to see, can we stay consistent with this? Can we set some new goals and accomplish that goals? The last thing I want to do is kind of give up when a communication doesn't get too well. Let's see if we can turn it up and get better. If it doesn't happen after 2 weeks, we can call it good because, like I said, I don't like donors, and I'd love for you to use your time most efficiently as possible and not waste any of your money. But at the same time, I do think we can do some big things still and kind of flip things around. If you do feel like you don't want to continue more, put things on pause, no big deal, no hard feelings. I very much understand. Just go ahead and send Brandon, the head coach here, a message, and he'll get you taken care of from there. Let me know if you have any questions at all, and I'll send this log over to you as soon as possible. Have a good day.